Hello and welcome back to, I think, day number 5. So today, now that we've done everything else, we've done the signatures, I wanted to do some pockets on some of these signatures. So that's what we're going to try to do, or say try to do today. That's what we're going to do today. So they're going to fit around about there, up to about halfway. And I want to do a double pocket. So to do that, let's just put that journal to one side. I've got some 12 by 12 cardstock. So this is just 12 by 12 black cardstock. It is black core, so which is perfect for what we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip 12 centimeters or 4 3/4 inches. So 12 centimeters, 120 millimeters, or 4 3/4 inches, whichever is easiest, like so. I'm then going to trim that down to 11 1/4. So if you've got 8.5 by 11 cardstock, you should be okay to do this as well. A4, you'll have plenty. 8.5 by 11, even more so. So now at the 7.5 centimeter mark, or the 3-inch mark, we're going to score. Just create a little bit of a crease, and then I'm going to flip it and then do the same again. So what that gives us is a back panel of 5 1/4 and 2 flaps of 3 inches a piece. And then I'm just going to fold that and fold that. So you have a choice now which way you want to do this. You can either have the flap for the bottom bit, sorry, it's going to be exactly the same, isn't it? Regardless of which way around you have it. Silly me. Right, okay, so that's the base for our pocket. So that's going to be the inner pocket, that's going to be the flap, and then there's going to be a pocket that goes on the back there. All right, so paper-wise, Tim Holtz paper-wise, I've got all these bits and pieces of scraps where I've cut up all of my last remaining bits of Tim Holtz paper into smaller panels. So literally they are just going to be about 1/4 inch or about 5 millimeters smaller than your flaps. So I've cut these at 11.5 centimeters, which in old money is just over 4 3/8, or is it 4.5? No, it's 4.5 inches in old money, and then 7 centimeters, which is 2 3/4 inches. So 7 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters, which is I'll just go through that again, 2 3/4 or 4.5 inches. And you need 2 of those because they fit exactly top and bottom. You need 2 of those per pocket. So what I've got 3 signatures. So I'm going to do 2 pockets per signature set. So that's going to be 6 sets of pockets. So I've got my bits of paper. These are already cut out to size. So I'm just going to go around and get rid of, I kind of like that side like better than that one. I think we'll have that one then. I'm just going to go around and get rid of the raw white edges. Now, do we have that as the top or bottom? Now, bearing in mind, this is going to be the bottom, that's going to be the top. If you do it this way. So I'm going to do that, which means it's going to be, which way around is it? Right. So if that's going to be the top, or should we have that as the bottom? I don't know. So I did run out of, or I have now run out of Tim Holtz paper completely. All the pieces that I've got left now are far too small. They are literally just scraps. There's literally nothing really left. They're too small for these little panels. Otherwise I would have used those. All I'm left with really is little strips now for tabs or for basically just scrap use. Collage use really, I suppose. I can cut them up into washi strips. So, alright, I've got some, so the rest of the paper. So these are cut from a new 8x8 paper pad, which is digi download on my website now. It's Spooky Grunge. So there are 12 backgrounds and they're all kind of spooky colours, purples, oranges and green. That's another one there, look. All kind of painterly, grungy, distressed. Perfect for spooky weens. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back. I've just got a little bit of spirit glue in a fine point applicator. So I'm gonna, this is gonna be the top. So I think I want that bit there, a little bit of grungy bit just there. And then this one, oh gosh, my squeaky chair, honestly. We'll get around to tightening it up eventually. So every 6 or 7 weeks or so I've got to get the Allen keys out and tighten it back up again. And I have been using the same office chair for 8 years now. Yeah, I know. Maybe time I bought a new one. Right, so this is going to be the bottom then. Alright, so now when you fold it, no, it's going to be the top. There you go. So that's going to be the top flap. There you go. So there's your pocket. So what I want to do as well is I want to put in an insert piece of craft cardstock, because we're going to be using craft cardstock for little journaling blocks on some of the ephemera and also in other places in the journal. So what I've got, so I've cut this piece of craft card the same size as those panels there, but what I want to do is, I've already distressed this one, is I want to stick it so it's there, so that when that flap is glued down, you've got a journaling spot just inside the envelope or the pocket there. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and I'm going to create the other 5 pockets, stick down the panels from all the bits and scraps that I've got, and get myself to the stage where I'm going to have all these panels done as well, because I want to stamp on these. I want to put a little bit of detail on those before I glue them in. And it's best to do it before you glue them in, because otherwise you're faffing about trying to work with folds and other pieces and masking off. So I'm going to try and get it done beforehand. So I'll go away and do the other 5 of these. Like I said, stick my panels on. I'll distress the rest of my panels that I've already got cut out as well in the craft card, and I'll get back ready in time to stamp on the back or on the front of these before gluing them in. So away with you. Let's get cracking. Ooh. Just make sure I get it right. Yes, it was 12, wasn't it? I've got it written down somewhere. Right, 11 1/4. Like so. Scrappy bit. easy as that, look, and I've already got my pieces ready to go. Okay, I'll see you all again in a little while. Right, so I've got myself in a position now where I've got all of those craft panels all done and distressed. I've got 2 stamp sets. I've got one which is the ink splats by Lima Weber through Indigo Blue, and this particular stamp here comes as one strip on the set, so I've actually cut it in half. So I've just got those little ink splats there that I'm going to use for blood splatters. Because, and the other one is this fantastic cobweb border, which is from the Skullduggery border set, which is this one here. So I'm going to use a little bit of that. So I've got 2 different inks. I've got black Versafine and I've got Tim Holtzy Candied Apple, because I think that's the nicest kind of red amongst them all. And it doesn't really make any difference which kind of order we do these in. So I'm just going to ink up the stamp and then do across there. So there's some nice blood splatters, and then the Halloween cobweb. And I'm just going to come in at the top. There we go. So that is what I'm going to do on all of the other 5. So just a little bit of cobweb, maybe a little bit of blood splatter, just in different areas, and then we'll see how we go from there. So I'll crack on and do all those, and like I said, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. So, like so. I'll crack on and do the rest, and I'll join with you again in a little while. Yay, love it. All of my journaling panels are now stamped and blooded. So each one slightly different to the other because I've just done them in different places, moved the cobweb. So I've got my 6 pockets now. So all I have to do is to grab the glue and then just stick them in. Like so. So I'll show you doing this one when I'll whiz off and do the rest, because it is just a repetitive batch process really. All I have to do is just to make sure I've got them the right way up, the way that I want them, and make sure that I've got the cobwebs hanging the right way then. There we go. There's our little pochette. So, on to the other 5. I will see you again in a little while. So all of the panels are now stuck in with each of the pockets. So all I have to do now, once we've gathered up our bits and bobs, so we'll take this one, is grab the glue, and then as before, when we did the pockets on the trays, is just add a bead of glue up there, just a thin one, flip it over and just squeeze down. So literally just gluing along those edges there. So I'll now need to just go off and do that to the other 5. And once we're done there, I'll be right back. My pockets are now stuck down quite nicely, so happy with those. So what I've done now for the next step is I've got my big bag of Tim Holtz ephemera, and I've gone through it and I've pulled out all the little pieces or bits and pieces which I think are big enough to fit on the front covers of these pockets. So for example, I see there's orange in that cat and there's orange in that panel there. That will work quite nicely and coordinate with that. So that's what we're going to do with that. So we've also got maybe this October flashcard, which can go there. And then maybe just stick that on the top up there, just to give it a bit of a spookiness. So that's going to be the pocket there, I think, on that one. And I'll try and find something to fit on there as well. So it's literally just a question of going through and finding, let's just see. I've already kind of put ones to one side. So maybe something like that, that, and that. But then we've got two of those, so maybe not that. So some of these don't need a lot because they've already got bits in the pattern anyway, so we might not need a huge amount, just something just to kind of spice up the front covers. So let's have a look at this one then. Let's move those out of the way. Right, it's kind of like that one. Let's just work with this lot to start off with. My bottle of glue, which was there a second ago. There it is. There it is. Okay, so let's use this cat like we said. So I like that October. I like the cat. So let's see if we can team that up with a number 31, or maybe, is there a ticket or something we could use? Tickets, tickets, tickets. There's one there, look. Excellent. Alright, so maybe if we stick that there like that and like that, that works rather well for that, so that's what we'll do. So let's get some glue on the back. And again, it's just going to be a question of sticking things down and auditioning them to see if they fit well with the background and fit well together. See, I like that. Just plain simple, 3 pieces. And I've got quite a lot of ephemera to go at. I only pulled out ones that I knew were going to fit onto these little panels, but there are still quite a lot of other bits of ephemera as well that would also work quite nicely. So that there, I don't want to cover up that 1031. Yep, I like that one. So now we just need something to go up top here. So let's have a look at this. What we've got, undertakers. Now that's quite busy, so I don't want to do too much on this one. So handle with care, denatured maybe, or maybe put that up there, that like that, and maybe that pumpkin is enough. Because we've got all that, I think that will work actually. And that's pretty much the process that I'm going to have to do, or will go through, with the others. So let's just finish this one off, and then I can go away and do the rest, because I think this video has been quite long so far already, and we haven't finished yet because we've also got to add the closure mechanisms to them, because I do want you to be able to close the pocket flaps. Okay, And then of course we've got to stick them into the journal itself. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so I'll go away and finish off and do the other 5. And then I'll be back. Okay, I like that moon. I want to use that moon. Let's use that moon. Let's have a look. We've got another arsenic. Oh, yes, I like that, and then maybe something warning, maybe habit forming. Yeah, like that, and then oh, Skelly Bob. Okay, right, I need to have a little think, a little play and do a bit of auditioning, and then I'll be back. Okay, so just put in the last bits of ephemera. So I found a great use for that Skelly Bob look. Just had to cut his legs off. So I made a big dent in the ephemera, which is good. Still got a load left, but I have made a big dent in it. Okay, so we just need one last little thing, I think. And let's do a 31 just to finish off. So and I'll just quickly show you what I've done. Actually, I'll have a tidy up and then I'll show you what I've done with the others. There we go. Okay, so while that's drying, I'll tidy up and then I'll show you what I've done there. All right, so we've got the one that we did at the beginning. So I then went on to another cat one, which I really like. I think out of all of them though, these two have to be my favourites. I did have to cut him down to get him to fit, but I like that, but I also like the background there, the fact that it doesn't need a lot. So I do like that, and again I think he goes really well on one of those new spooky grunge backgrounds. And I love the Skelly Bob there with the Undertaker. I like the fact that he's looking over towards the Undertakers. So I love that. Love that one. And then I do like that one too. Again, just 2 pieces on the top because it doesn't really need anything else. Another one of those spooky grunge backgrounds with the green cat this time, which I really like. And to finish off, we've got the moon and the owl. And then we've got a little bit of almost like an entomology thing going on there. So those are the 6 pockets with the inside as well. So now we just want to add the little closures and then we're ready to stick them into the signatures. So I'll be right back. Okay, so closures. Let's just do one at a time. So I have some 1/2 inch Velcro, self-adhesive Velcro dots. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the harder tooth one down in the middle, just in line with the top of the infill piece, the panel. And then I'm going to take the fluffy bit and I'm going to stick that down, or just push it gently onto the Velcro, and then I'm just going to close the flap. So theoretically give it a push down. That's now in the right place. And we now have a nice little Velcro closure on each one. So literally now I just need to do that to the others. So put that in the middle, in line at the top. It doesn't matter if you don't get it exactly lined up in the middle. It really doesn't matter that much. As long as your dots are in the same place, then you know you're okay. And then just give them a push down just to kind of make sure that they're stuck. Okay, so I'll go off and do the others and I'll be right back. So I brought one of the signatures back in again. So what we're going to do is, I don't want to put one on the front and one on the back, because when the signatures are stitched in together, you're going to have two of those pockets right next to each other. So what I want to do is I want to put one on the front, and then I want to put one on the third piece of card in the set. So let's just take that out. Take that out. So we've got both of the two that we want to do. I'm going to flip them so that they're both flat, and then I'm going to glue, bearing in mind I don't want to glue across the top because that back part is also going to be a pocket. So we'll have the internal pocket, but we'll also have that space at the back which is also going to be a pocket. So that's pretty much where we want to stick them. So I'll flip that over. I've got my fine applicator for the glue. So all I want to do is just put a real thin bead down the side, pretty much the same as we did with the pockets for the trays and the pockets for the inside cover. Just a real thin bead of glue, and this will be enough. It's going to be strong enough to do what we want and to hold on. And then just flip that over, and then try not to shake too much, Mike. Drop that down. Just give it a gentle push, just so the glue grabs. Lift it up and then drop it out of the way. And then come in with that second one and just repeat the process. Bead of glue. Excuse the squeakiness, that's my hand rubbing against my cutting mat. Trust me, it is, look. It's not me making funny noises. I know we're doing Halloween, but okay. Not too worried about those little strings. They're not going to be strong enough to do any damage at all. So I'll come back in, drop that down like we said. Just give it a gentle push. Okay, so that's the first signature sorted with those pockets. I'll go off and do the other two, and then I'll join with you again at the end. Okay, I've had to zoom out just a little bit further just so you can see all the pockets stuck down, velcroed, all nicely done. So all I have to do now is to put these back into the signatures, and then the next step is actually stitching them into the journal itself. So that'll be the next video. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put these pockets together and then get them onto the actual signatures. If you have, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on the rest of the journal. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. That one's my favourite. And that one. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.